Have you ever felt cheated or taken advantage of? Doesn't feel good, does it? Have you ever looked at an ad and wondered if it's legit or if there's a catch to it? Craigslist is one of many websites where you'll find those ads, the ones that seem like they might be real, but something just seems fishy. It's a frequently searched site for buying and selling things and finding a place to live. But if the person who posted the ad doesn't want to meet you face to face, you're at risk of getting scammed. Fake house and apartment rentals are abundant on Craigslist. If you're looking on Craigslist to find a place to rent, don't get scammed. Let's talk about it. Hi, I'm Melissa Spittle, a local real estate expert with Coldwell Banker who serves Carroll County and the surrounding areas in Maryland. On any given day, it's possible to search Craigslist for houses for rent by owner. Craigslist might just be one of the largest online search sites for many rentals in any given area. However, some rental on Craigslist appear too good to be true. And if that's the case, it probably is just that. Too good to be true, and there's a good chance it's a Craigslist real estate scam. The internet has made it easier than ever for scammers to try and steal money and maybe even identities of real people through fake house ads on Craigslist. These rental scams typically include houses for rent and apartments for rent, but they aren't really for rent. Heck, some of the houses for rent on Craigslist are actually houses that are listed for sale by a realtor. I like to call these fake rentals. For example, recent Craigslist posts advertised a single-family home in Frederick. The homeowners had actually put the house up for sale through a realtor. It didn't take long for a scammer to steal the information from the listing, including a picture, and turn it into a fake Craigslist ad. The funny thing is, the scammer listed it as a 0-bedroom house when it actually has 3 bedrooms. And not only was the listing information inaccurate, but the house was actually under contract to be sold. Craigslist apartment scams are also prevalent. This apartment was listed in 2 entirely different areas in Maryland. The Craigslist ads are identical. Who else knows where it might be listed? If you're looking for a place to rent on Craigslist, it's important to know how to spot a rental scammer on there. Once you give them your money, it's gone, and there isn't much you can do about it. Let's talk about the common ways to spot a rental scammer on Craigslist. Number 1, the rent is ridiculously low. In the house we talked about earlier, the rent was $850 a month. Really? A single family house in Frederick? Huge red flag. You can't even rent a condo for that price. If you're lucky, you might find a room for rent, but certainly not a house. The apartment we talked about, the one listed in more than one area, was $435 a month for 2 bedrooms and 2 baths. Again, completely unreasonable and another red flag. The second way to spot a rental scammer is they don't provide an exact address. Let's face it, when landlords advertise their rentals online, they want you to know where it's located. They want you to drive by to check out the outside, the general location, and the neighborhood. A Craigslist ad without an address is another huge red flag. Why wouldn't they want you to know where it's located? Some Craigslist ads include a map of a general location. How can you be sure it's accurate? You can't. Do you really want to contact someone who's throwing up red flags? The third thing scammers do is advertise the same apartment in different areas. This increases their chances of scamming the most people out of their money. After all, if you're looking for a rental in one area, you might not be looking those other areas, and they are less likely to get caught. The fourth way to suspect a Craigslist rental is fake is when the owner can't actually meet you at the listing so you can see it in person. Let's say you contact the person who put the ad on Craigslist because you're genuinely looking for a place to rent. A scammer will reply back to you saying something like, "I'm really sorry. I had to move from my job and that's why I'm renting out the house until my job sends me back sometime next year." Other scammers might say they can't meet you at the property because they're out of the country. Some will tell you to drive by the location, see the outside, but they can't show you the inside for whatever reason. If they can't show you the inside, it's because they don't have access. It's not because they're away. A fifth red flag is when they give you a sob story. When you contact a scammer who is advertising a fake rental on Craigslist, they might respond with some sort of sad story about their life. Some scammers will tell you there was a death in their family, and that's why they need to rent out the house as soon as possible so they can pay for the funeral. Or they might tell you a family member was in a bad accident or is very sick, and they need to rent that place out as soon as possible so they can pay the medical bills. Don't fall for those lies. Another way they'll scam innocent people is by requiring them to put down money before they even have a chance to see the place. Legitimate rentals will require you to pay an application fee and/or credit check fee up front. After you're approved and you're ready to sign the lease, you'll then need to provide a security deposit, which is typically equivalent to 1 month's rent, along with the first month's rent. If you have pets, you might also need to pay a pet deposit. If you're asked to pay for anything other than an application fee and/or a credit check fee before even seeing the place or signing the lease, it's most likely a scam. Paying for anything else before signing the lease is highly suspicious. The seventh red flag is poor grammar and punctuation. It's certainly easy to misspell words or use the wrong punctuation, but poor grammar, misspelled words, and punctuation that doesn't make sense are good signs of scammers posted a fake rental on Craigslist. The eighth thing a scammer on Craigslist might do is say bad credit is okay, and you just need to complete a free credit application. A big red flag here is credit applications aren't free. It's completely reasonable and customary for a legitimate landlord or property manager to require a background check, employment verification, and a credit check. However, it's never free. There is a fee for those checks. Anyone 18 and older who will be living in the property will be required to complete an application and pay the associated fee to have those checks done. So, if the Craigslist ad says they require all applicants and additional renters who will be living in the home to complete a free credit report to ensure their eligibility, there's a good chance it's a scam. Beware if you see, it is okay if you have bad credit, just trust me, in the Craigslist ad. While some landlords will rent to someone with less than stellar credit, it's on a case-by-case basis, and the applicant must be able to justify whether credit is bad and prove their ability to pay their monthly rent. If someone is telling you your credit doesn't matter, there's a very good chance they're a scammer. So, how can you protect yourself from a Craigslist rental scam? If an address is included on the ad, or if you make contact with the person in the ad and get the address, just Google the address. If it's a property that is actually listed for sale, it will show up on multiple websites. Then contact the listing agent just in case the seller is willing to lease it. Occasionally, a seller is willing to either sell or lease a property. It doesn't happen very often, but it's worth a call. If nothing else, you'll learn the ad on Craigslist was someone trying to pull a quick scam, and the listing agent will know there's someone trying to use their listing to scam people out of money. If you're selling your house and you suspect someone's using your house to try and run a scam, report the listing to Craigslist. I'll drop a link to the email address in the description box below. If you're watching this on a mobile device, just click the title to this video and the description box will open up. If you're looking for a rental, here's the best way to do it so you don't get scammed. Ideally, you want to go see rental units in person. If you can't go see a property yourself because you're moving from another area or for any other reason, try to send someone you trust on your behalf. If that isn't possible, ask to see a live video tour. If the landlord is legitimate, he or she should be willing to go to the property and do a live video of both the interior and exterior of the house or apartment. Ask them to FaceTime you while they do the tour so you know they are the ones who indeed have access. You don't want to put down a deposit on a house or apartment that doesn't exist. An even better, more reliable way to find a legitimate rental is by contacting a realtor or a property management company in the area you want to move to. They will have access to lists of properties that are legitimately for rent.